Look at this story. Roberto had separated from Marian and their relationship had a small daughter, Manu. That day Roberto went to take the pension money and see his daughter, Manu, or seeing him runs to hug him. Marian stays there asking Roberto for money from the pension. Roberta takes and gives the money to Marian without her daughter noticing. Marian makes gestures that the money is not right for Roberto. Manu speaks to Roberto, "Dad, are you going to take me out today?" Roberto says, "Yes daughter, yes I will." But Mariana tells Manu, "Go to your room and then we'll talk." Then Manu listens to her mother and tells her to do it and goes to her room. Roberto says to Marian, "But what are you doing? I'm going out with Manu." Marian then says, "You are not going to go out with her, because the pension money is not complete." Roberto says, "But there's only 2 Brazilian reals missing, so if that's the case tomorrow, I'll bring you those 2 reis." Marian says, "This is your daughter's money by right, you brought me the rest of the money, you can go out with her, otherwise you can't." Roberto says, "But Mariana, I always pay correctly, and this month there's only 2 Brazilian reals missing." Mariana says, "When you bring me the rest of the money, we'll talk." She then closes the door in Roberto's face. When she turns around, Manu is there behind her. Manu speaks, "Mother, where is my father? He was going to go out with me." Mariana says, "An emergency came up at work and he had to go to solve it, he couldn't stay." Manu speaks, "But he promised Mom that we would go out today." Mariana says, "What to do, daughter? It was an emergency he had to go to solve, you know he's always busy. But go to your room, the other day you go out with him." Manu goes very sad to his room. The next day, after bringing the 2 reis that were missing from the pension, Marian allows Roberto to enter and stay with Manu for a while. Roberto is there talking to Manu and says, "The weekend is your birthday, daughter. I wanted to know what you want, if you want a present or you want to go on a trip." Manu speaks, "Dad, I just want to spend the day with you, nothing more than that." Marian says, "If he pays alimony and spends the day with you, otherwise no." Roberto pretends he didn't hear what Mariana said so as not to fight in front of his daughter. He looks at Manu and says, "I'm going to spend the day with you, daughter, and let's go for a walk, okay?" At that moment, the pizza that Marian had ordered, telling Roberto that Manu was in the mood, arrives. Roberto goes there to receive the pizza and pay, asks the delivery person, "How much do I have to pay?" The delivery woman says, "I gave 100 Brazilian reals, sir." Roberto is startled by the value of the pizza and says, "Wow, what an expensive pizza." The delivery woman says, "Good sir, I just make the deliveries and receive them." Roberto takes the money and pays for the pizza and thanks the delivery man. He says to Mariana, "Well, Mariana, why did you order such an expensive pizza?" Mariana tells Manu, "Daughter, go up to her room, that I need to have an adult conversation now with her father." Manu then takes it and goes to his room. Mariana says to Roberto, "You know very well that your daughter who likes this pizza, you know very well that she only eats this pizza, and what are you complaining about paying for it?" Roberto says, "The question is not that, Mariana, I'm not complaining about paying for a pizza for my daughter, but look at the size of this pizza, she doesn't eat alone, why didn't you order a smaller pizza just for her?" Mariana angry says, "I don't know what you're complaining about. Your expenses with them are much lower than mine." Roberto, tired of arguing with Mariana, says, "Okay Mariana, who knows, I'll give you the pension money next month, with 50 Brazilian reals missing, which was the 50 Brazilian reals more I had to give for the pizza in this case. Your share is gone without the 50 pizza for each one, that's what we agreed, but there's the pension. If your problem is with the money, there's next month's advance pension." Mariana, angry because Roberto wants her to help pay for the pizza, says, wow, for 50 Brazilian reals, you give 50 Brazilian reals less, you're going to charge me 50 Brazilian reals for a pizza, in a few days. You'll start complaining about the price. He also doesn't do anything else with the pension anymore, but pay the pension, and I only came to see the girl from time to time, and now he wants to take 50 Brazilian reals off because I also ate the pizza. In which city are you watching this story right now? Roberto says, Marian, you need to understand me, I have my expenses too. I already give a very good amount of pension to Manu, because I know she has expenses too, and our arrangement has always been this: when I need to buy something for her, I pay half and you pay half, because that was an agreement between you and me. I am a father, and you are a mother, nothing fairer than that. I don't know what you're complaining about, because I'm already giving you the alimony money in advance. You know well that I don't earn as well as you think I do. I'll never stop playing my role as a father, but you need to understand me, that I also have expenses, just like you have. I also have, and what is right, Mariana. Mariana, very angry, still says, if you think it's so bad, you do the following: you take a lawyer and go to court, sue me, go with the lawyer, and you'll see the amount here, the court will charge alimony. Roberto says, look Mariana, I'm not complaining about the amount I pay, because I know that if I go to court, maybe the amount will be even less for my salary. I just want you to understand that I'm not obliged to pay things for you either. It's just for my daughter, and you keep taking advantage of this situation. I don't want to get this far in court, but if that happens, I'll want a statement of everything you spend with our daughter, and everything I spend with her too. Mariana says, you keep complaining as if you don't want to give the pension money. That is your daughter's right, but all you have to do is go to court and we'll solve this situation. That moment Bro comes back from his room and says to Roberto, Dad, are we going to spend my birthday on the beach, you and me? Ariana angry takes it and says, no, you are not going to travel with your father, because he is complaining too much. And starting today, everything will start to change in that house. Mariana angrily sends Manu up to her room, and says that Roberto is going to his house, because she can't bear to look him in the face anymore. Roberto says, why all this arrogance, Mariana? We were talking quietly, to stop being like that. Mariana, very angry, says, I just want you to leave my house right now, Roberto. I don't want to talk to you anymore. We'll only contact you the day you bring the pension. Roberto, once again, to avoid arguing, he gets up and leaves. Manu's long-awaited birthday arrives. However, Manu is sad. He is not happy with his birthday party, Mariana, so decide up to her and ask her why is she so sad. Manu crying speaks, Mother, I didn't want any of that. I didn't want a party. I just wanted to spend the day with my father. Mariana, as always, has an excuse. She says, but you know your father is working and he won't be able to come enjoy the party to have fun later. If he manages to stop by, he'll stay with you. I can't believe you're like this just because of your father. He gave priority to work. Manu, go there and have fun with your friends, and later your father will come to see you. Manu gets up and says, okay Mom. Go play with your classmates. Mariana goes to talk to her friend and says, wow, I prepared this party for my daughter to have fun on her birthday, and she gets like that just because her father doesn't come. Friend Anna says, you need to understand, Mariana, that Manu is just a child. For her, things are not as easy as for us adults. After all, she grew up with her father by her side, and now it is very difficult for her to get used to the distance. She misses her dad a lot, from what you can tell. Marian says, I know, but I can't allow him to stay here all the time with her because he barely pays the pension properly and keeps complaining when he has to buy something. I'm sorry for the intrusion, Anna, but I see that your ex-husband pays the alimony correctly, is always present in your daughter's life. How can you do that? Anna says, not everything that appears to be good is Mariana. My daughter's father doesn't pay the alimony exactly. Let me tell you the truth, when I separated, my daughter was also missing her father a lot. She kept calling for him. Always be with him, but he didn't pay the alimony. but as a mother there comes a time when you have to swallow your pride and give up some things, because your children's well-being is much more important than any money. And all she needed was her father's attention and affection, and when I decided to punish him for not giving him the money to leave him without seeing my daughter, I ended up realizing that I was punishing my own daughter because the distance was doing more harm for her than for anyone else, so I ended up giving up on that. Happy, and if she's happy to me, that's what matters. After everything Anna said, Mariana says, "Our friend, with all that you told me, I could see that I'm making a big mistake with my daughter too. I've done everything wrong so far, all because of money. I ended up pushing my daughter away from her father. I was thinking that this way I was punishing him by staying away from his own daughter, but from what you've shown me now, really I'm doing more harm to my daughter than anyone else. And you're right, Anna, my daughter needs her father present in her life. Not everything is about the money. I need to solve this situation because I want to see my daughter well and happy. I don't want her to grow up in the middle of these fights, of this confusion that I have with Roberto. The worst thing, he has ever tried talk to me several times, but I never wanted to hear what he had to say. I always let the anger get the best of me, but I'm going to fix it right now. Friend, thank you so much for advising me." Mariana leaves Annalie in charge of the party and goes looking for Roberto. Diana goes to Roberto's work. She arrives and says, "Hi Roberto, I need to talk to you." It is strange for Mariana to be there since she forbade her to show up at her daughter's party. He says, "What do you want, Mariana?" Mariana says, "I came here to apologize, Roberto, for everything I've been doing for trying to keep you away from Manu, because I deprive you of being with her because I believed that I was punishing you. In fact, I was hurting Manu, so I am very sorry about all this. I came here to ask you to be present in her life so that you go there because she is very sad, because she is missing you, and spends the day with her because I realized how much she misses you, your lack." Roberto says, "It's great to hear that from you, Mariana, because I miss my daughter a lot." Mariana says, "If you manage to leave work now, Roberto, I would really like you to go there and surprise Manu, because the only present she wants is you present with her that day. Can you do that? Because I'm tired of seeing her so sad, crying for missing her, and I want to correct my mistake now, while there's still time." Roberto is very happy with what he is hearing from Mariana, saying, "Of course I'm going to work. It's not important as far as my daughter is concerned. Let's go. I'll solve it with my boss later." Mariana then takes Roberto to attend her daughter Manu's birthday party, or to see him. She is very happy. What did you think of this story? What would you do? With the advice of her friend Anna, Mariana realized that she was acting totally wrong with her daughter, because above all, there is the well-being of the child. Separation can often be more difficult for them to overcome than for adults, so it is always necessary to observe the behavior of your children, and allow your father to be always present as long as he does the child a lot of good. What is your opinion on this subject? Did you think Mariana's attitude was correct or not? Leave your opinion in the comments and